Gentlemen, welcome back to yet another Baki character analysis. It's been quite a while since I did one of these, so I'm bringing them back. For those of you who joined me on this channel while I was publishing videos about other topics, which I think I'll continue to do, my whole thing with the Baki series is that I want people to treat it and its characters just like they would any other story. Lots of people who watch Baki or talk about it are more focused on the absurd fights, the art style, which is grotesque compared to other series until you actually get used to it, and the seeming lack of a plot. What I just described is also people's first impression of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And for the longest time, JoJo's has had its fans change the public's opinion of it, getting them past these very same barriers into actually enjoying the substance of the anime and manga. I want people to understand that Baki has actual themes and characters who you will legitimately feel for if you take the time to connect with them. And like I've said before, it really does have fantastic art once you get used to the character designs. I've talked about Motobe Izo, Miyamoto Musashi, and most recently Doppo Orochi. I also made a video on Baki's main theme, the meaning of strength to so many people, particularly to young men growing up and finding their own definition of it. This time, I'm going to talk about what you could call the Vegeta of the Baki gang. This man is defined by his pride as a fighter and by his unwavering confidence as a representative of his people and nation. His unwavering belief in the unbroken 4,000-year-old tradition of Chinese Kenpo. This video, if you couldn't already tell, is about Retsu Kaioh. Before we begin, if you like my content, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, check out my Patreon if you like my stuff and want content that I cannot put up here. In case you haven't heard my interpretation before, my understanding of Baki is that every single character is their martial art. Every single character is a theme. They are a human version of their style. At the same time, they are also what every real-world practitioner of that art wishes they were. Every single myth you've heard about karate, about how the limbs are swords and spears, is real when Doppo Orochi shows you his skills. He can break concrete, split wooden planks as if they were cut with a sword with his foot, and so on. Baki, as another example, is the dream of every MMA fighter, the idea of the style taken to its logical endpoint, its extreme. He flawlessly copies other styles and mixes them into his own with zero problems. His stance is able to respond to anything and everything that he faces, and designed to adjust to any and all ranges of fighting. Yujiro Hanma, simply speaking, is the dream of unparalleled strength. He can do whatever you can, just better. And the best part is he doesn't even need to. No institution, no army, no man, no matter how strong they all are, can say anything to him. These are basically what the characters in Baki are, but it is also who they are. You cannot separate them from their bodies or their martial art. You can't talk about Jack Hanma, for example, without talking about the fact that he's not natty. It's just impossible. That's part of why I like the Baki characters, because for them, the martial art that they practice or what they do really is a part of them. It really matters. So, what does that make Retsu? He is, in short, the ultimate kung fu practitioner. This is the thing with all the Baki characters. All the myths you've heard about Shaolin monks, that they've trained to the point where they're basically superhuman since they were children, that they can withstand spear strikes, that no matter their size, they can take anyone down because of their discipline, in Retsu's case, are true. He really can use every single part of his body, including his fingers and toes or his hair, to fight. These are all real, doable things for Retsu, just like the myths about other styles for other martial artists are in Baki. One of Retsu's defining personality traits is his pride. Because this version of Chinese Kenpo, or Kung Fu, is so adaptable, he's actually right to have so much faith in it. It's worked perfectly for him throughout the series. Look at the boxing arc for Son of Ogre, for example. Itagaki showed the terror of boxing, how the gloves became weapons, but in the end, the specific Kenpo training that Retsu got, like how to form a specific fist, helped him win. In the end, he left boxing for Kung Fu. He's not in it for personal glory. He is a pure martial artist. I think the only praise he'll accept is praise and recognition of Chinese Kenpo. Interestingly, Retsu's not the type to freely spread knowledge of Chinese Kenpo. If he really wanted to basically shill his martial art, he would have actually taken Baki up on his offer to teach him Kenpo during the Pickle arc. But instead, he prioritized his own win over Pickle. And this is something all the Baki characters do. Fighting strong opponents for them is like hunting. Everybody individually wants to mount that trophy on their wall. Unfortunately, this attitude costs Retsu his life in Baki Dou. His pride means he doesn't know when to walk away. He didn't listen to Motobei's entire rant about Musashi being different from other weapons users. He had too much faith in his martial art, in his weapons arts, which we saw Musashi dismantle piece by piece during their fight. He was taken down multiple times, could have given up multiple times, but his nature is just to keep going, to not give up until he wins. Interestingly, despite losing in the Pickle arc, I don't see it as being tragic like the Musashi fight. A loss is a loss, but the Pickle fight is a different case. Against Pickle, he stopped being Retsu Kaioh. He cast his identity and pride aside and returned to himself as a regular martial artist for once. And as we saw there, he had this massive comeback where he started unconsciously using all the moves he learned. And keep in mind, he knows all 4,000 years of Chinese martial arts. That's a millennia-long library of techniques. So he has a lot of skills. Even if he loses, he is, as Motobei Izo said, a treasure. Now, although his pride is one of his defining characteristics, he's not exactly like Vegeta. To call him that would be an oversimplification. In my experience, his pride is not what makes him likable. It's actually his kind heart. He'll never run to a fault when it comes to fighting, but he respects his opponents. The Escaped Convict arc was a great example of this, and this exact moment right here was what made me like Retsu a lot, and it's what convinced me that Baki was more than just what I first saw it as. His pride is not solely a disadvantage. It's what gives him this confidence to let you have whatever advantage or conditions you need before a fight, and as we see here, he's willing to help you after a fight. It's his faith in himself that lets him do all of this. Him basically healing Baki of his poison and celebrating his return during the Raitai tournament is another example of this. Retsu, as we can see, treats his enemies and his friends on the same level to some degree. He healed both Baki and Doyle. It's like a sense of fairness. Here's another reason I think we really should give Baki's writing a serious chance. It's because despite the absurdity, it's incredibly impactful. Because Retsu isn't actually dead. He lives, first of all, on our Earth in the form of Katsumi's new arm. Because besides the arm being attached to Katsumi, it is still Retsu's arm. It still has all of his techniques, ones that the arm's new owner, Katsumi, didn't even use. In yet another example of his kindness, Retsu basically helped Katsumi from beyond the grave during his fight against that one sumo guy. Katsumi started using Retsu's techniques in combination with his own. So you had New Generation Karate plus Chinese Kenpo, which is what those two were working on for quite a while in the manga. When the writing hits, it hits hard. It's amazing. Oh, and by the way, Retsu's not dead twice. He's in another time, in another place, by which I mean the moment Musashi cleaved him in two, he was actually sent on a wondrous isekai adventure, and now he beats the hell out of goblins by showing them the 4,000 years of Chinese Kenpo. So that's all for my look at who Retsu is. He's a relatively straightforward guy. This is all I've got to say about him. I do plan to make videos about more characters from Baki, and I also want to make a video about what I think the Sukune or Sumo arc was trying to say, because a lot of people think that it was boring or kind of a letdown, especially right after the insanity that was the Musashi arc. But I think it was nice to have sort of a cool down. I think that's one of the points of the arc. Let me know what characters you specifically want to see next in the Baki series, or really in any other series that you might be thinking of in the comments. If you like my content, any kind of content I'm putting out, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I do have more to say about the old internet and old anime communities. That's also going to be a new series going forward, so if you like that, stick around.